Hey guys, and welcome to Professor Layton and the Curious Village. I truly adore the Professor Layton series. They just have some mind-blowing, well, not mind-blowing, but just really adorable puzzles and some really hard ones sometimes. And they've all got some pretty cool storylines. So, let's get started with the first Professor Layton game. Now, I'm not going to be using a guide. Well, I intend not to at this rate. But if I get really stuck, I may have to look up the answer to one or two puzzles, but it shouldn't come to that. I think I've finished this one before. Also, try not to spoil any of the puzzles or anything in the comments if you can. But if I miss a hint coin or something like that, feel free to, drop me a line. Just don't look it up in guides to tell me where it is if you know where one is. Go nuts. Alright, so we're going to start a new game. And the first puzzle is working out how to type properly. Damn it. I hate how that G's sitting up, but that'll do. To my dear friend Evergreen.
Things we saw that day in the village became a secret we would have to keep from everyone for the rest of our lives. Because, you see...
So we have a short cutscene of Professor Layton and Luke travelling the countryside in a little beat-up red car. I always really liked these pre-rendered videos. They're quite cute. I don't understand, Professor. Why are we going to help solve an inheritance dispute? Luke, my boy, do you really think I would take on such an ordinary request as that? Oh no, this is an altogether unique and exciting situation, and it has piqued my intellectual curiosity. But I suppose it would be best to explain the case before we arrive at our destination. Two months ago, Baron Augustus Reinhold passed away. Shortly after his death, his will was disclosed. The contents of it were fascinating to say the least. The Reinhold family treasure, the golden apple, is hidden somewhere within this village. To whomever successfully locates this treasure, I offer the whole of my estate. Naturally, those who attended the reading of the will immediately set out in search of the golden apple. But in the end, everybody came back empty-handed. It turns out that no one had even heard of such a treasure existing until it's mentioned in the will. Wow, that's some puzzle, all right. Quite. Augustus Reinhold staked his entire fortune just to create one more puzzle before his death. What a perplexing individual. I wish I could have met him while he was still alive. It certainly sounds like you two would have gotten along, Professor. By the way, just what is this golden apple anyhow? Some speculate it's a rare antique, while others say it could be a gem, yet its identity remains elusive. But Luke, I can't shake the feeling that this matter is linked to some larger mystery, something huge. Aha, is that your famous intuition acting up again, Professor? Well, our first step is getting to town. This is also exciting. I hope Saint Mystere is ready for the famous archaeologist and puzzle-solving detective, Reinhold Layton. Haha. Oh, Luke, you know as well as I do that I am no detective. Augustus Reinhold's wife, Lady Dahlia, has asked me to investigate the situation. It seems she came across my name by chance when reading an article about me in the papers. And you immediately decided to take her up on her request, huh? Haha. Well, Luke, a true gentleman never refuses the request of a beautiful lady. If you say so, Professor. We should be nearing the town by now. Look at the map in the envelope and help me with directions. You've got it. What's this? Lady Dahlia seems to have given us a test. We'll need to decipher this map in order to find the village. She wants to see if we're capable of cracking the mystery surrounding the Reinhold fortune. Care to give it a go, Luke? I'll do my best. A puzzle like this should be a snap for the apprentice of the great Professor Layton. Very well then, Luke. I'll leave this one to you. Think of it as a warm-up for things to come. So if you weren't sure what kind of game Professor Layton is, it's basically a long story or a series of stories interspersed with some very clever puzzle solving. Sometimes the puzzles are just basic logic, reasoning puzzles and that kind of thing, and other times they relate to the story and the characters directly. So we have the puzzle number, how many pickerats it's worth, which is like the currency, and coins 10. So we have 10 hint coins to use already. Hint coins, you get 3 hints for each puzzle that are unlocked after a certain amount of time. And I'm going to try and not use too many, but we might end up using a fair few. So anyway, let's get on with the puzzle. My village is on a road that leads to no other towns. I look forward to seeing you there. Use your stylus to draw a circle around the right village and then touch submit. Alright, so that's just telling us how to make a selection. Alright, my village is on a road that leads to no other towns. So we can draw little notes like this and then get rid of it. Alright, so a road that leads to no other town. So if we say on a road that leads to no other towns, don't they all lead to other towns? Like that one. Oh, I guess it's that one, maybe. Yeah, it is. Because if we go this way, we can't get to any of those towns. If we go this way, there's no road towns, and if we go this way, we get to one. So it's this one. And after each puzzle you get a little animation, and if he smiles in that third frame, then you're correct. If he frowns, then you're incorrect. So we got the first one right, and it'll show you the solution afterwards if you try and brute force your way through by just guessing. so that took me a little bit longer, but I feel like the ASMR portion of these videos will be me explaining my thought process. There we go. Now we should be able to make our way to the village. Right you are. We should see it on the horizon any moment now. Huh? Professor, do you mean to say that you already figured out the town's location? Ha ha ha. I'm afraid I couldn't help myself. A basic puzzle like that is easy enough to solve with a glance. Well, I'm glad he thinks so. Anyhow, you'd best gather your things, Luke. We've arrived. Professor Layton and the Curious Village. So we're treated to another little pre-rendered cutscene of a very strange building in the centre of town. Interesting. It appears that this drawbridge is the entrance to the village. And we're stuck on the outside. What should we do, Professor? Oh, look over there. There's a man standing on the other side of the river. Maybe he can help us. So, this is the overworld kind of area, where if you tap on these kinds of things, you usually find hint coins and things like that. Not even the Layton mobile could make it across the river, huh? But of course, much as I adore the contraption, it is just a car after all. I'm not sure if there's hint coins in this first scene. Good day, sir. We'd very much like to gain access to the village. Could you please drop the bridge for us? Do I look like the sort to go drop on the bridge for a bunch of fancy-looking outsiders? Humph. You got a lot of nerve. We received a letter of invitation from Lady Dahlia. I don't suppose that changes things, does it? From Lady Dahlia. Well then, I'd sure like to lower the bridge for you, Mr. Fancy Pants. But the engine is busted, and I can only move this blasted bridge with the hand crank. Humph. There's all these infernal slots I could put the crank in, but I got no clue which one to use. Humph. So, smart guy, you got any idea which one is the right one? It's probably hard to see from across the river. 15 picarats. There's no way to lower the bridge and get across without inserting the crank into the correct slot. Choose the slot that fits the crank shown below. Right, so it looks like... How do I... I can only tap, I can't draw notes. Okay. Well, if we flip the pentagon upside down, then the triangle is on the top left. Or it could be on the bottom, depending on how you look at it. I think it's 3. So if he... No, that's a hexagon, so it's definitely not 3. So then... Well, it's not number 1. Sorry, it's not number 2. So therefore it must be number 1. But it doesn't look like that would go in. Okay, yeah, now it does say it. Number on a second, I'll let her down. Humph. I'm gonna say it again, I just don't feel right about letting outsiders into St. Mystere. But if you're Lady Dahlia's guests, I guess I better. At least give her my regards, you hear? We get a puzzle index, which I think lets us play them again. I'm not too sure, it's been a while. So the bridge is lowered for us, and Professor Layton and his apprentice Luke cross the river into St. Mystere after Franco, the grumpy guard, I suppose, finally gives up. Yes, we finally arrived in St. Mystere. I'm so excited, I wonder what mysteries await us here. Ha ha ha, well Luke, we'll find out soon enough. Just be careful not to let your excitement cloud your ability to analyze your surroundings. That's some sage wisdom right there. I say, Luke, this is a perfect time to explain how to move about during our investigation. Give that shoe-shaped icon in the lower right portion of the touchscreen a tap. After you do this, a set of arrows will appear on screen. Tap 1 to head in that direction. Head for Reinhold Manor. Let's talk to some civilians. Oh, hello. Pleasure to meet you. Welcome to St. Mystere, where the local export is the puzzle. Oh, before I forget, you should know that every time you solve a puzzle, you earn a set number of picarats. The more picarats a puzzle is worth, the tougher the puzzle will be. They say lovely things happen when you gather enough picarats. Imagine that, a reward for solving puzzles. For practice, try this little riddle that your hat reminded me of. Think good and hard before you answer. I think the picarats value goes down if you answer incorrectly, but you get another shot at the puzzle. These 4 top hats are all the same height, but the length of each brim is different. In other words, the hats are equally tall but vary in width. One of these 4 hats has a brim and height that are the same length. Which hat is it? Has a brim and height that is the same length. And again, I can't draw. But this is also, like, difficult, since I can't move these or anything. I don't think it's B. I suppose I could just measure it, but wouldn't that be cheating, don't you think? Bit of a silly puzzle, this one. Well, it's either measure or guess, I suppose. I'm not really good at estimating. I'm thinking C at the moment, although that looks quite tall. Maybe it is B, actually. Alright, I guess the easiest way is to just measure it, so let me grab a sticky note here. And I'll do a bit of drawing with my pen. Okay, so D is way too long, which I thought it was. C is much too long as well. Okay, I think think it is actually B. So we're going to tap on B. I think that's like a... Ooh, not B. Okay. Look at things again. Thanks for the help. Maybe I'm not... the length of each brim is different. So then it must be A. There we go. Right. I obviously did not measure closely enough. So we lose a few picker rats, unfortunately. Yeah, optical illusion, thought so. That's why I was measuring from the top of the hat to the top of the brim, but not including the brim. And obviously wasn't using a ruler, but yes, okay. That's right, this is a very famous optical illusion. See, that's less of a puzzle and more like, can you measure? Oh, bravo. I think you've got the hang of this. If you try your options one by one, you'll eventually find the answer. However, you'll also encounter lots of puzzles that can't be solved by simply trying all the answers. If you answer incorrectly, the picarats you can earn from a puzzle decrease. Tough stuff, It goes to show you how important it is to think for yourself and find the answer on your own. Well then, best of luck to you. I'll be rooting for you too. Thank you, strange lady. So if you see me tapping around the screen a lot, it's because I'm looking for hint coins. Maybe I can't get any yet. I honestly can't remember. I'd say not. What a dandy set of fellows you two are. Must be new to St. Mystere, eh? It's probably pronounced mystery. Oh, I'm gonna keep calling it Mystere. The name's Stark and Scarfin, and I've got some advice for you. Go tap that barrel back there with your stylus. Don't ask questions, just do it. There we go. Hint coin. Thought so. Felt good, didn't it? Round these parts, that's what we call a hint coin. When you find yourself up against a doozy of a puzzle, you'll want a hint. Trust me on this one, fellows. And it's just those times when you'll want to use a hint coin to purchase a hint. I bet you think puzzles will be a breeze now, eh? Think again. There are a limited number of hint coins in this world, so don't go wasting coins on any old riddles. Because if you do, when you come across a real stumper, you'll be sorry. Real sorry. Mind you, hint coins won't always be stuffed inside barrels. Check any object that seems suspicious. Got all that? Good. Be seeing you around. Just checking to see if there's any more hint coins around here. Right, I think we may have got them all. Okay. Head for Reinhold Manor. Chapter 1. Reinhold Manor awaits. Make your way to Reinhold Manor on the east side of town. So it says head for Reinhold Manor, but I'm going to look for a few more hint coins, I think. I think we found a puzzle instead. That clock tower is rather worse for the wear. Speaking of clocks, I've got just the puzzle for you. Admittedly, it concerns a more modern type of clock, But never mind that minor detail. Okay, cool. I've missed puzzle 4 somehow. 50 picarats. This one must be hard. Imagine a digital clock like the one shown below. How many times will the clock display 3 or more of the same number in a row over the course of one day? In case you were wondering, the clock in this puzzle displays time on a 12-hour scale, not on military time. Okay. So, how many times will the clock display 3 or more of the same number in a row? Okay. So it's 12 hour. So it'll be 12 and not 0. So it'll be 12, 22. So we'll start at 12 and go back to 12. 12, 22. 0, 1, 11. 0, 2, 22. 0, 3, 33. 0, whoops. 0, 4, 44. 0, 5, 55. 3 or more of the same number in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12, but I feel like that's too easy for 50 points, you know. So 12, 22, 12-hour scale. Well, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 would be 07, 77, 08, 88, 09, 99. 1, 1, 1, 1. 11, 11 though. Oh, actually, yes. 11, 11, 10, 11, 11, 11, 12, 11, 13, 11, 14, 11, 15, 16, 11, 17, 11, 18, 11, 19, 11, 20. No, not 11, 20. 12, and then 12, 20, etc. Okay. 12, 20, 12, no, 12, 22. Not 12, 20. No, 12, 22 is my first one, obviously. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now we've got 16 times 2. Okay, is that all? 12, 22. Alright, I'm going to put in 32. No, not 32. Okay. Yeah, I know that. Okay. Let's write this down again. I lost 5 picarats. Dang it. Alright. 12, 22. 3 or more of the same numbers. Did I miss a 4 number? 11, 11. No, I did that. 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Does it start at 0, 0? 12-hour scale, not a military time, so it shouldn't do 24 hours. So it shouldn't be doing like 0, 0 and stuff. 0, 2, 22 03 33 04 44 05 55 6 0666 no 0777 0888 0999 10 1000. There we go. 1000. Forgot 10 o'clock. 10:01. 10:01. Alright, so 33. No, still not right. Okay. No, 34. That was silly. Gotta double it for 2 10 o'clocks. 34. There we go. Alright, that was silly. Should have only been 2 goes, but it took 3 goes. Alright. A series of 3 or more of the same digits. Yep. Yeah. 10 o'clock, that's what I forgot. Precisely the answer I was looking for, Luke. Well done, my boy. Didn't get as many picker outs as I would have liked, but no well. There we go, I'm looking for hint coins. Stop talking about things. Slows down my hint coin hunting. That's probably all the hint coins because I can't click on this tower. So we'll talk to this guy, probably has a puzzle. Oh, hello. I'm Percy, St. Mystere's unofficial writer in residence. Reinhold Manor, you ask? Head up that road to the right. It's immense, so you'll know it when you see it. But before you go, why not try your hand at this puzzle I thought up? See if you can figure out which house is mine from the instructions I give you. I'll even sweeten the deal for you. If you manage to solve this puzzle, I'll tell you about this village. So how about it? You will try, won't you? After all, a writer is nothing without an audience. I'd rather you not tell me about the town. I'm not a huge history fan. Where's my house? Can you find my house? Go out the front door of my place and turn left. At the first intersection you come across, take a right. Turn right again at the following intersection and you'll come face to face with the morning sun. Alright, so the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, so we'll be facing east, we'll be facing this side. Okay. Go out the front door of my place, if we say this one here. Go out the front door of my place and turn left. At the first intersection you come across, take a right, which would be this way. No wait, that would be a left. Alright, perspective. Turn left. At the first intersection, take a right. So if facing this way, that would be this way. Turn right again at the following intersection. And you'll come face to face with the morning sun. Alright, not that one. Okay, turn left this way, take a right, and then turn right again. Okay, not that one. Start on this one. Go outside, take a left. I guess there's an intersection, but I can't turn right from here, so it's not that one. Take a left. Turn right, south, not that one. So then we face up. So go outside, take a left, turn right, and turn right, and there's the morning sun. So this house is yours. Excellent. "93 picarats. Takes far too long to check each house individually. Not particularly. Impressive. I thought I'd set out quite the puzzle, but you made short work of it. Now for that gossip I promised you. The Reinhold family owns all of the land this village is built upon. I hear they own all the buildings too. I guess you could say this town sort of belongs to the Reinholds. Well, I'll be on my way now, but rest assured that the next time we meet, I'll have a harder puzzle for you." What a nice fellow. Hope he's still there. He did not go home. Does he have another puzzle? Surely not. I'm dreaming up new puzzles right now. You can't force the creative process, you know. Yes, fair enough. Alright. I think we have time for one more screen. Or a couple more puzzles, in other words. "Professor, look at that man standing in the street. He's blocking the path up to Reinhold Manor. How terribly rude. Perhaps he'll move for us, but I have a feeling he has no intention of doing anything of the sort." So we'll take a look for some hint coins. Sometimes they're on cracks in the ground, which gets a bit difficult. "Marco, hold up. Never seen you two here before. What's a couple of fresh faces like yourselves doing here?" "We're here by invitation of the Reinholds. Now if you'll excuse us, we have business through the gate." "Business with the Reinholds, is that so? Something strange here. Yeah, you're a fishy pair. I don't trust you, that's for sure. But I'll let you pass if you can solve this riddle, see? Just to warn you, it's a tough one. Isn't going to be easy, is it? No way. Definitely not going to be easy. It's probably going to be easy. 40 picarats, not that easy. Lightweight. Okay. I hate these kinds of puzzles. Alright. Alright, here we have 8 small weights that all look the same. However, one of the weights in the group is slightly lighter than the rest. Using this scale 2 times, you can find out which of these weights is lighter than the rest. So which weight is the light one? Alright. Okay. Ah, well, I didn't want to do that. I don't know how to reset the scale. Crying out loud. Alright. Now I can only use it once more. So if I weigh it now, one of them will be lighter, and I'll have to guess 50-50 which one is lighter. If I weigh 3 and one goes up, then obviously that one's lighter. Or one will go up. Probably. If I guess 3 like that, obviously that's going to be heavier. So it has to be even. Alright, so either 3 or 2 is lighter. Alright, what if we split them up like this? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4. Alright, 1, 2, and 5, and 6. So now we go 2, 5, 1, 6. So 2 was lighter both times, so we picked 2. Right. Nope. Okay, I think I had the right logic, but did not keep track of the right things. Okay. One, 4, 6, and 8. T. That's not right. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I found the flaw in my logic. What if we don't weigh them all at the same time? What if we just weigh? Or what if we weigh 5 and 3? Well, the 3 is going to go up, isn't it? Right? Yeah, okay. So we have to weigh even amounts. So 1, 2. What if we only weigh 6? Then we got a pretty good chance. There we go. Alright. Okay, so now we can weigh 4 and 5. And 5 is the last one. There we go. I wonder if that's the proper way to do it. Must load 3 weights on each side of the scale for your first measurement. If you manage to get that far, the rest is easy. Yeah, I suppose if they're even, yeah, if they're even, then you only have to weigh the other 2 that are left. I didn't think about that. Not half bad. Pretty sharp bunch, aren't ya? Pair of good sharp apples, the 2 of you. So, have we satisfied you? May we pass now? Of course you can pass. Move along, and you better make sure to give my regards to Lady Dahlia. Okay, I think we might call it a day there, as this file is enormous on my computer. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Professor Layton and the Curious Village. I love this game and I'm very excited to keep playing it for you guys. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you guys next time.